Hello there, and welcome to Heal Your Heart, Heal Your Body with Marina Crispy, episode 37. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. How many of you wake up and say, yes, I'm above the ground today, right? It's funny because yesterday I ran into some people that I haven't seen in a while, and they were like, how are you doing? And I'm like, great, how are you? And they were like, oh, same old. What? Yeah, same old. Get up, go to work, go home. It is what it is. No big deal. Really? Really? This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Be glad in it because we are above ground, friends. We are living, we are breathing. God still has work for us to do. We wouldn't be here if we are just to be, it is what it is. Same old. We have to start looking at life differently. So, probably I haven't shared this before, but maybe I have. I'm 49 this year, going to be 50 in a little less than a year from now. And I'm on this whole journey because I am determined to be healthy, to be strong physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So that's all important, right? It's a full package. And I keep sharing to everybody. I hear, once you get to 50, it's like running downhill. You're always at the doctor. You have to take blood pressure medication. You're on this, you're on that. You get diabetes. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. Menopause, not doing it. I'm skipping it. I've already had the conversation with God, right? I'm skipping over it. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not going to have all of those illnesses to keep me old. Because, friends, 50 is the new 30. It's not old. People are living a lot longer than they have in decades, right? So why should we have the mentality that once you hit 50, it's all downhill from there? It should be the prime of our lives. The part, and this is what I'm excited about, the part where now our children are grown. Some of you may still have little children. That's okay too. But you're able to do the things that you wanted to do that you sort of put on the back burner, right? When you are raising children and working hard. You see things in a different light. You look at things differently. Like, we don't need the things that we thought we needed. We just know that we need good people in our life who are going to raise us up, some great friends and women in our life that are going to hold us up when we don't feel like holding ourselves up, who are going to encourage us in that new direction that we're going to go into. We're going to be spending, if you're married, you're going to be spending more time with your spouse. So it's very important to work on that relationship too, because a lot of times when we become empty nesters, we need to learn who the person is that we created the nest with, right? I have had the beauty where I have been back and forth, where I've had the empty nester and I've had a separation of my husband and I, and then we've come back together and we've really worked on the relationship and found out who we are as a couple and what we need from each other and how we can still live our good separate lives and then come back and we complete each other. We don't fill in the void for one another, which is really amazing because a lot of people say, I need somebody who's going to complete me. No, you need somebody who is going to complement you. Meaning when you're together, you're better together, but when you're apart, you're still strong and you're still courageous and you're still the person you need to be. But then when you come together, it's magic, right? If you're looking for that person who's going to be that complement to you, we're going to pray on it and we're going to believe that person's coming. And it's the person who's going to love you, who's going to support you, who is going to raise you up on the days that you can't be. Because if any of you who've been in marriage for a long time, and I have been in marriage for 27 years, I'm going on to my 28th year. been with my husband for 34 years total. So it's a long time. I've literally been with my husband longer than I lived in the house with my parents. So, and that happens, right? So, the interesting thing is when we're looking, we have to know that some days I give 110 and he's not giving much at all. And then there's days that he's giving it all and I'm not. It's called balance. It's called the ebb and flow of relationships, because we are different than one another. We need to be able to be strong for them and back off. We need to be able to give them their space and allow them to be whom they are when they're not with us and when they are them, and not want to change them, but compliment them. When we're together, people call us Desi and Lucy because sometimes we really are silly, right? But God didn't create us to change, to have one fill the void of what we were lacking. He created us to complement each other. If I speak in chef terms, because part of my career is being a chef, you are the condiment. You are the sauce on top of the pasta. You are the complement to the dish. You are not to change the dish. If we had all these different ingredients in our dish and they're all competing, it's not going to taste cohesive, and it's not going to be something that would taste good to you. They probably would taste good alone, but not together. So that's why when we create sauces and we create side dishes, we make sure they all complement each other. So when they hit the plate and the palate of your mouth, it tastes harmonious and tastes delicious. So that's what we look for when we're looking in a relationship. We're looking for somebody who is going to complement us, not complete us. We need to be whole and complete in ourselves. So ladies, when I mean whole and complete in ourselves, and this has taken me a journey, it's not something I was just gifted with. It's been a journey and I work on it daily, and we have to work on it daily, is that we need to be whole in us. And I think when 50 comes around, we start to see that in us, or who we really are. Or even in the 40s, it becomes clear of who you want to be and how you want your life to be. And so when you see that clarity in that, and you go to God, like I kept saying, God, what is it that you're calling me to do? Who is it that you're asking me to touch today? How is it that you want me to remain in this marriage when we were close to divorce? Yeah. How do you want me to remain in this marriage? Do you really want me to remain in this marriage? Because I will fight for it if that's what you want. So these are the things that I needed to go to God for. And God needed to show me where I needed to shut my mouth. Number one. Number two is where I needed to get my act together, right? Number three, he showed me where I needed to change and where I needed to grow and where I needed to fix myself and get myself in check. And as I started to do that growth and that change, my husband started to notice these things. So that's working out, that's eating healthy, that's being in the Word, that's doing work that I am healing myself. It's trauma release, trauma work. And God has given me the prophetic word where I am able to do that with others, but a preacher can't preach to their wife. Somebody else needs to speak to the family, right? And I always ask God sends somebody into my husband's life or into my children's life that can speak and teach of you. I'm only here to love them. That was another one that was a hard one for me, because I was like getting in the Word, and God's given me the gift of being prophetic and visions, and I would be like, you need to do this, and they don't want to hear it from me. And I needed to learn to ask God to put those people to mentor them about Him, about His Word, and about the things they need from God and how to change to make things better. And my only job is to love them and to be here for them. God's got the rest. That's a hard challenge. It's a hard challenge when you're a parent, because a parent thinks that we know best, but sometimes we don't always know best. A wife, sometimes we think we know best. We don't always know best, or vice versa. A husband thinks he knows best and he doesn't know best. So it's always a dance, right? We're always in this dance with these other people that are in our life, especially our children and our spouses and our significant others. So what I wanted to share with you, and this is where you will say, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. The let us rejoice and be glad in it is, holy cow, we've come this far, or holy cow, we have literally changed your life. Holy cow, I am more fit now than I was before. I am eating healthy. I am living healthy. I am walking in God's word and God's light. I am doing those things that He is asking me to do, and I am being obedient, and my life is being blessed. My marriage is being blessed. My children are being blessed. So, with the saying of same old, or it is what it is, what am I going to do? You get up in the morning, you go to work, and you go home. You make the best of it. You touch lives on the coffee shop when you go in. You touch a life when you go into work. You treat your job as if it is the best thing in the world, not only for the monetary value, but because that's where God has put you. So when you're at that position, you are working and allowing to work through God's love, right? So it's who you're around. Even if that person in the cubicle next to you makes you nuts when they're chewing on gum or when they're clicking their pen. I've been there. When they're eating their lunch, or you can hear them sipping their coffee through the straw, and that last bit where you go, that slurp, it could make me jump through the roof. God needed to fix me there, friends. He needed to literally fix me there, because I would let that crawl right under my skin and it would ruin my whole day. I'd be like, if he does that one more time, I swear I'm going to reach over that thing and grab him. Or my husband slurping his soup. That could send us into like a 30-minute argument over slurping soup. I'm like, really? You don't need to do that. Or chewing his ice cream. Yeah, this is how I was. No longer, but this is how I was. It made me nuts. And now people tell me that there's a label for that when you can't take care of somebody eat or chew or swallow. There's some kind of name for it. I just believe that you need to just check yourself and get yourself under control and just live with it, because life is too short, number one, to be getting so frustrated over somebody who just the way they slurp their soup, or now he doesn't do that because I'm not reacting the way that I used to react when he slurped his soup. I would just ignore it. So sometimes was it just because he knew it drove me literally out of my mind and I wanted to strangle him? Or was he doing it because that was just what he did? One never knows, but it doesn't happen anymore. I don't react that way with people. So God really needed to teach me a lot of things to grow as who I am today in my 49th year. So I'm doing this 100 workout challenge. Some of you may have heard of it or not, and I'm coaching other people to do it too, because my motto is I'm going to kick 50 in the face as we kick fear in the face, right? Fear of doing the unknown of a workout, fear of eating a new way of eating, so we are healthy and are strong, our bones are strong, and our mind is strong, and our heart is strong, and we are ready to see the next 30 to 40 years or plus ahead of us. We're able to run with our grandchildren, and we're able to do all these great things. So on my 50th birthday, I'm going to go zip lining here in New York, which is on the higher level. I want to do it. And number one, I'm fear of heights, great fear of heights. And I'm going to kick fear in the face, and I'm going to kick 50 in the face, both at the same time. So if any of you are on the mission and you want to join me, just message me. You can message me at Marina Crispy HNP@gmail.com. I will put it in the comments. Also, you can message me on here. You can find me on social media as Marina Crispy, and we can kick 50 in the face together, and we will be in a group where we will hold each other up. We will support each other. We will keep each other accountable. We will kick the butt of 50. Even if you're not turning 50 and you're turning 40 and you're like, I went on this challenge earlier, join me, because I am accepting anybody who wants to come in. There is a shake that I do, and there is also, and this isn't a sales thing, I'm just offering it and I'm inviting. You want to say yes, say yes. If you don't, you don't. It's all good. I'm just inviting you, because the stronger we are when we lock hands with people and hold us accountable. And in the group that I have on Facebook, which is Summer Meltdown, Group Adore, I think it is. I will put that also in the comments. If that's what you're interested, just click on that. We'll let you into the group. You can learn more about it. But in this beautiful group, and in this beautiful thing about holding each other up, we will post what we eat during the day. That is another form of accountability, because I'm not going to eat a donut and post the donut. So I'm going to make better choices. But on Donut Friday, we can have a donut, right? But I'm going to make better choices on what I'm going to eat, because I know I'm going to share them with my group, my team, my fear kickers, right? And this is going to be done together. So it holds us accountable on all different levels. And not only that, we bring the word into this group, because we cannot be healthy, mind, body, spirit, and finances without the word, without walking in his true word, his living word. So I'm going to bring that, I'm going to offer that to you, and I can put the link, I'll put all the links in the group, but I just wanted to share with you on how I'm taking hold of myself for 50, and how this is the day the Lord had made. Let me rejoice and be glad in it. Let me be rejoiceful, because he is giving me the ability to kick 50 in the face. Right? He has given me the ability to stay strong in my mind, to hear him enough to where I need to change my diet, or to change my fitness, or to change my attitude, or to change my mouth. You know, he still has to give me a good kick when I try to, all of a sudden it'll pop into my mind and I'll get that, don't do it. And I will not make the comment. I will not push that button. I will just say, thank you, God, for kicking me. And thank you for reminding me. Here's a quick little story. And it always reminds me of this when I get kicked by God. When I was first dating my husband, I had worked at this higher end clothing store, and he was doing some electrical work in the building, and he and I had met. Okay. And, so there was a girl that I worked with, and she had a little bit of a deformity on her face, and he and I had run for some lunch, and she bumped into us there, and she was chatting. And now she was a beautiful soul, a beautiful girl. I don't even know where she is today, because it was many years ago. And he kept staring at the deformity, and I'm watching him. And this was probably on our second or third date. And all I remember is kicking him in the shin with my stiletto. So I start to laugh now every time when I go to react and God gives me the kick. I'm like, okay, God, I got you. Because that was the day that my husband said that he knew he was going to marry me. That day on was when I kicked him in the shin to let him know, hey, don't behave that way, right? So anyway, and that's what God does to all of us. He gives us that kick in the shin, or that kick in the butt, or that smack in the head, whatever it is to what you need to wake us up, to teach us how to change, and where we need to change, and where we need to bring more focus, instead of pointing fingers and looking at people as if it's them and not us. So looking at our own selves in the mirror and being our own judge is easier when we look at her and say, oh, you're fat, or you're getting old, you have wrinkles. But we never peel off the skin and look at our mouth and look at our reactions and look at our personality, because we're always blaming, oh, he did that, or him clicking that pen on the other cubicle was driving me crazy. That's why I was reacting that way. Or that one slurping their coffee, their iced coffee at the end of it drove me over the edge and it put me in a bad mood. So we're always blaming it on anybody else, and we're not looking deeper within on our triggers and why we're reacting that way. So these are the things that God needs to just give us a little kick in the shin with a stiletto, or a whack in the head, as my father would do, in the back of the head, boop, like just straighten up when you're in church, or boop, straighten up when you're at your grandparents' house, or whatever. And I'm not saying to be physical with your family, but I'm just saying it is a wake-up call. So instead of walking around every day saying it is what it is and same old, walk in it as this is the day that the Lord has made. He made today. He gave us a new start. He gave us grace, mercy. He gave us all of it today. Rejoice in it. Find the beauty in it. Find the beauty in going to work. Find the beauty in what you do at your job, or in your business, or in your coaching, or in your life, that you can celebrate instead of allowing it to kick your butt. And stop reacting to the person who's in the cubicle next to you, or the person who's riding on the train with you. That was a thing with me. I would commute into New York City on the train, and as soon as I sat down, somebody would sit next to me and open up a really stinky sandwich or something that smelled horrible, and I didn't want to sit on that train for 90 minutes smelling that. Or they were heavy smokers, so they would smoke before they got on the train, and all I could smell the whole ride was smoke. So these are things that would trigger me, and I'd be getting off the train like grumbling because I was miserable for the person who they were sitting next to me. So these are the things when we need to peel off of our flesh and look at us on the inside to see why we are behaving that way. Take a good look at how we react towards other people, our spouses, our children, and stop pointing fingers at others and fixing what God's telling us to fix when he's given the kick in the shin with the stiletto, or if he's given us a little pop in the back of the head to remind us that you need to watch your mouth, you need to check your attitude, you need to check yourself, and you need to start walking in the way that God created you to, and you need to rejoice in this day that he gave you. You are above ground. You are here. You are not here to be miserable. You are here to rejoice in the day that he has given you. So friends, with that, I'm going to leave you with, hear God. Let him correct you, change you, fix you where you need to be fixed. If you want to take the Kick 50 in the Face challenge with me this summer, I'll put the link in the bottom. If you just want to kick life in the face this summer and get yourself healthy in all areas, the link is going to be in there. If you're ready to make the changes and not be living in the it is what it is, same old, and live in it as this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'm just going to leave that with you, friends, and if you need to, you can reach out to me. I'll put the emails down in the comments. Please like, share, and comment this. Send it to those who need it. I ask God every day, God, let this word touch anybody who needs it to touch, so that way they can share it with others, so it will touch others. I'm really trying to get this podcast to go global, which it's starting to, and I'm so excited, and I appreciate those that are liking and sharing it. like, share, and also if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, rate it. Give it a rating so that way people will see that it's got 5 stars and they will continue to listen. Until the next time, have a great day, and this is the day that the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. Be well. Take care.